When it comes to unforgettable band names, the Boomtown Rats stands out as one that sounds both gritty and electric. A phrase that instantly conjures up chaos, youth, and rebellion in a small-town world that's ready to blow. Before they became chart-topping icons of late 70s punk and new wave, the band's name wasn't plucked from thin air or invented for shock value. Instead, it came from a slice of American folk history. Straight out of the pages of Woody Guthrie's semi-autobiographical novel, Bound for Glory. The story begins in Dublin, Ireland in 1975, where 6 young musicians, Bob Geldof, Gary Roberts, Johnny Fingers, Pete Burkett, Gary Cott, and Simon Crowe, came together to form a band that would soon redefine Irish rock. At the time, Dublin's music scene was steeped in pub rock and traditional folk, but these 6 had something different in mind. Influenced by rhythm and blues, garage rock, and the rebellious energy that was sweeping across Europe, they were looking for a name that carried the same spark, something streetwise, provocative, and alive. That's when Bob Geldof, the band's frontman and lyricist, came across Bound for Glory. In Guthrie's novel, the legendary folk singer describes a group of kids he called the Boomtown Rats, a scrappy, mischievous gang from the wrong side of town, brimming with mischief and defiance. The phrase leapt off the page. Geldof loved it. It had rhythm, danger, and meaning. It spoke of survival, of rebellion against circumstance, and of humor in the face of hardship. It was everything he wanted his band to be. So when the time came to ditch their original name, the Nightlife Thugs, and adopt something that truly fit their sound, the Boomtown Rats was the natural choice. The name perfectly captured the group's essence: restless, edgy, and clever. In post-industrial Dublin, where opportunity was scarce and frustration simmered among the youth, rats in a boomtown felt like a metaphor for survival, clever creatures making noise in a crumbling cityscape. The Boomtown Rats quickly stood out on the Dublin scene. They weren't just playing songs, they were making statements. Geldof's sharp lyrics tackled social inequality, boredom, and disillusionment, but always with wit and swagger. When the band moved to London in 1976, right as the punk revolution was catching fire, their name and sound fit right in. Amidst the sneers of the Sex Pistols, the defiance of the Clash, and the art rock edge of Talking Heads, the Boomtown Rats carved out their own identity, part punk attitude, part literate social critique. Their first UK single, Looking After Number One, hit like a declaration of independence. Then came a string of hits: Rat Trap, I Don't Like Mondays, Someone's Looking at You, that combined energy and insight with an unmistakable edge. Each one carried the spirit of their name: sly, street smart, and unafraid to scavenge meaning from chaos. But the genius of the name the Boomtown Rats goes beyond its grit and rhythm. It also reflects a bridge between Woody Guthrie's America and Geldof's Ireland, two worlds connected by working-class struggle and artistic rebellion. Guthrie's Rats were kids finding their place in Depression-era America. Geldof's were young punks trying to survive 1970s disillusionment. In both cases, the name symbolized resilience, resourcefulness, and refusal to conform. Over time, the Boomtown Rats name has come to represent more than just a band. It's shorthand for a movement that blended punk's anger with social conscience. Their legacy extends far beyond their hits. Even Geldof's later humanitarian work, including Live Aid, carries the same restless spirit that first inspired the name. Today, the Boomtown Rats still sounds like what it has always meant: rebellion with a conscience. From Woody Guthrie's dusty pages to the pubs of Dublin and the stages of London, the name became a banner for those who refused to sit still. Noisy, sharp, and alive with purpose. In the end, Geldof and his bandmates didn't just choose a name. They inherited one. From a story about outsiders making their mark. And like Guthrie's gang, the Boomtown Rats turned that name into legend,